Hey, what is up guys? So right now I want to talk to you about the methods in which we get information. Now, this video is derived off of a quote that Henry Kissinger said, I believe, a few years ago, and it was that due to the internet, due to modern technology and all of these things, we don't really read full articles anymore. We don't really read books anymore. We just get the main pieces of information. And Kissinger said that it's good, it's a painstaking process to really get through, to really read a full book. Learning is a painstaking process, and it takes years or a lot of time to really go through that, and you have to make that sacrifice to gain that intelligence. And we don't do that anymore because we're able to get information in bits and pieces. We're able to Google everything and get a two-word answer to something that would have taken a lot longer a while ago. And many say this is probably a good thing because the information, you're getting things easier, and then it's a good thing, it provides things easier, you don't have to waste as much time. But Kissinger believes that you're less intelligent because of it. We're less intelligent because of it, and it's a bad thing for society overall because we don't read entire books. And Henry Kissinger, if you don't know, he was the Secretary of State under Nixon. He's in his mid-90s now, very, very well respected, very popular. And I learned this in one of the classes I took, one of my poli-sci classes in my junior year of college, and professor said the quote, and the professor wanted us to read full articles and use or full books, actually crack open a book, read a book for our papers that we had to write about international relations. And at the time I was just like, oh god, this is terrible, because I had to crack open a book, or actually do that to do well in this paper, which you wouldn't have had to do for your other classes. You just get the bits and pieces on the internet and put that together. But it was different. So I kind of resonated with that quote a lot, and I actually tried to read some of these scholarly books, and it's tough. It really is tough. I mean, that's definitely an accurate quote. Getting through there, and it is a painstaking process, and you need a lot of discipline. You need a lot of fortitude to get through that, and it really puts you in the present moment, really puts your focus to the test, really puts your discipline to the test. And I think that's one of the reasons why we're less focused today, why we're less determined today. It's because we don't have, it's easier to get these bits and pieces of information. We don't have to read through and learn everything. You Google something, which is interesting, and when you Google something, there's always like misinformation, at least from my experience. There's so many different articles, and they're always like attention getting, and you're always skimming through there to find the main point, and a lot of times the main point isn't even accurate. And I've known from my own experience, because if you read a book about something you're trying to find out how to do, there's a lot of different things. I'm trying to give an example. I can't think of one right now, but if you're reading a book, it's revered by the author. That what you're reading should be accurate, especially based on reviews. But these articles, these websites, they're giving you a certain tad bit of information that you want to learn, that you want to read, and they're making money off of these ad revenues, and it's just sleazy in every aspect, and you're not really learning the thing you want to learn. So what do you do with all this information? Well, the main point that I want to make here is read more books. You want to find out how to do something, read a book on it. You want to learn about, God, there's so many things. Fitness, read a book about that instead of watching, YouTube videos are obviously good. There's good stuff on every platform, even on things you're Googling. But if you really read a book about a certain thing, you know that what you're getting is something that's going to be revered, and you're also helping yourself and this aspect, because it takes more discipline to get through it. You're gonna gain more out of that in your mental intelligence, your muscle memory in your mind, and all of that, and you're gonna be more focused, more happy, and more satisfied with life, maybe, if I'm saying this correctly. But yeah, ultimately, at least from my experience, you could, meditation, for example, let's give that example. Like, so many different YouTube videos, so many different articles on it, and a lot of misinformation, and you're only getting bits and pieces of it. When you actually read a book such as The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle, you're getting a full-on first-hand experience of someone who's a revered author who wrote about how to do it and gives you a lot of details through a 300-page book and really explains everything. And I think you get more out of that because you have to go through and you train your mind in this way. And you know, maybe it sounds like an old timer. I sound like an old timer talking about, you know, like all the old timers when new technology came out, you know, they wanted the old way, and that's kind of the way I thought about it. But I think ultimately here, if it's something you're really serious about, buy a book about it, or read a book, or download a book for free. God, so easy to pirate books. But yeah, read a book about it instead of just looking it up and getting bits and pieces about it. Sure, we could use this new technology and benefit from the bits and pieces if it's something you don't care too much about, if you're just trying to find a tad bit about. But things you're really serious about, read a book about it. You know, your career, what you want to go into. I don't know, video making, anything, literally anything you're trying to learn about. I'm trying to think about the books I was reading. Becoming Supernatural by Joe Dispenza lately. Eckhart Tolle's A New Earth, I was reading that book. The audiobook, I listened to it. Tim Ferriss, The 4-Hour Work Week, I've been listening to the audiobook, and you get so much more of a guided structure on how to do things, let alone, you know, when you just Google something, sponsored links, the people are paying money to get their stuff at the top, and the bits and pieces, just, I don't know. That's just not the satisfying way, and it's always them trying to sell you something. It's more, you know, when you buy a book or you get a book, you know that your money is going towards the author who has that, you know, that good review of what their product is and what they've accomplished, and you can look into that and there's reviews. But you know, the sponsored links in Google, that's not as trustworthy, not as good, but we're all trusting that. It's getting a little bit repetitive, I guess, at the park right now. So just taking a cool nature walk here. As you can see, this is a nice area. This is Twin Brooks Park in Trumbull. Used to run around here all the time when I was in high school, but yeah, good memories, lots of good memories. But yeah, so definitely think about that. You know, all the things that I've been reading lately. That's about all I have to say. Have a good one, guys. Bye.